yourself a drink and I'll be down in 2 shakes of a lamb's tail.
Damn, son, where'd you find this?
Well, they say they're from out of town or whatever, we don't give a fuck. The deal is done, now the cake been baked. They need to come on with the drama, whatever they gonna do.
What's crackin', pimps? And welcome to the 20th episode of the Mac Daddy Seminar. As always, I'm your host, Taylor Dunn, and let's go ahead and talk about the elephant in the room. I haven't posted a podcast in a while. I know, I've read your messages, okay? Now, let me explain myself a little bit. To be 100% honest, I considered just stopping the podcast entirely. It's not a secret. It isn't that popular. I don't have that many views on videos. But then I sat and thought, you know what? I started this with the intention of using it as just a way to kind of almost like a diary, if that doesn't sound too weird. Just coming up with ideas, and then I go back through it and I put it into my stand-up. So it's been about 2 weeks since I posted a video, about 3 since I went on my trip out to San Diego. For all of you that watched the San Diego video, I really appreciate it. Got a lot of feedback from it. And ever since then, dude, I've just been writing. I have been writing like a madman. Because I got to go out there and see all the comedy clubs that were out there, and I was just like, dude, we're not in Mississippi no more. You don't got to drive an hour to go do an open mic at somebody's cousin's apartment, where it's just a mic stand in the middle of their living room. And everybody there is drunk or on Xanax and shit. I ain't dealing with that no more. I'm trying to go to the professional comedy clubs. And they got a bunch of them out there, man. I was very impressed. I'm super excited to be moving out there. My whole family is. And that's going to happen in a couple of months. So I'm trying to stockpile my material. Just get it ready before I go out there. That's not to say that I'm not going to do any stand-up until I get to San Diego. I'm going to still go try out some stuff. But, aside from maybe an occasional, opening for somebody, maybe back home, I might do one little farewell show at the this club in Alabama, the one that I started in. But other than that, I'm stockpiling material. It's just been flowing out of me. And that's one of the reasons why I really haven't been doing the podcast much, just because I've been so busy doing that. In my free time, I'm like, fuck, I gotta go record the podcast. But, I've just been like, you know what? It's not that big of a deal. Because it's not. I enjoy doing it, and that's why I'm recording this episode today. But at the end of the day, it's never been about, how many, views do you have? How many, listeners do you have? Because it's small time, But as always, I appreciate those of you that have been supportive this entire time and have listened to every episode and, have reached out and said stuff to me on Instagram and Facebook. I really appreciate all the support. But yeah, man, past 2 weeks, ain't been a whole lot going on, Me and my family have a couple of vacations lined up while we're still here, stuff that we really want to do. So, to be honest, we've been trying to save some money just so that we can, ball out when we go on these vacations. I'm not hurting by any means, but I'm not out here. I can't be spending $200, $300 in one weekend, especially just to sit around Mississippi. This is my thing. And this is, if you take anything from today's episode, let it be this, because I think it's a pretty good idea. I see a lot of people on social media, especially people from my hometown, who are just like, I can't wait to get out of here. I just don't have the money. Or, I wish I could go on vacation. I just don't have the money. Unless you are literally working at McDonald's, just the thing I'm trying to get at is you have the money, you're just spending it trying to entertain yourself where you are. Me and my wife sat down and we talked about this. Like, look, we got to change our way of spending money, because we'll go out and just because we have a daughter, we're trying to entertain her, we're trying to keep it fun, and we might spend $200, $300 in one weekend going to the arcade, going out shopping, going out to eat, And so I realized, I took my paycheck and I was like, okay, let's break this down and see, what we're actually spending on bills and what we're spending on fun. And we were blowing through my whole paycheck. Probably 2/3 of it we were spending on fun. I was like, look, we gotta do something different here. And then I realized we've been so bored in Mississippi that we've just been spending money trying to entertain ourselves. So, and that's the thing, like, if you're from Alabama, some small town, and you don't have money to go on a vacation, look at your finances. Look at your budget. Because I guarantee you, if you will stop blowing $100, $150, 2 nights out of the weekend every single week at the same bar where you see the same people for a month, you'll have enough money to go on a vacation. Get out and about. Go see some stuff. Don't blow all of your money trying to make something boring fun. Save it for the actual fun stuff. Go on a cruise. Go out to California. Go up to New York. Go up to the Rock. Go to the Gatlinburg. That's what me and my wife are about to do. We're going to go up to Tennessee. I ain't never been up there in the mountains. I'm really excited. Might get mauled by a bear or something, but be just like the Revenant. But, I'm super excited about it. So we've been trying to find things to do to save us a little bit of money. Like 2 weeks ago, it was like 1 week after I got back from San Diego, the community that we live in, they had a petting zoo on Easter for the kids. And me and my wife and my daughter, we went over there, and it was actually like I was like, oh, this is going to be stupid. There's going to be some goats, maybe a sheep, and that's going to be it. Maybe some pigs. We get over there, man, this is like a zoo, petting zoo. They got a zebra. They got emus. They got porcupines. They even had a baby kangaroo. And I saw that baby kangaroo, and I was like, oh, y'all, come on. And about drug my daughter in there because I wanted to go see it. We went in there. My daughter was having a blast. She was petting the baby kangaroo. She was like, Daddy, I love him. And I took a picture of him standing with the kangaroo and, stuff like that. She had a great time. And it was so funny because I posted that picture of my daughter standing with the kangaroo, and I was like, we just bought a kangaroo. We named him Jack. And my DMs blew up from people, and I was getting text messages and calls, like from family members even, like, did y'all really buy a kangaroo? Because it looks like we took it outside of our house, like it was in our backyard. And I played around with a couple people. I was like, yeah, the dude only wanted $700 for it and said he just feeds him dog food. So I was like, why not, And I had a couple people going. But the funniest part about it to me is that I was honestly surprised that, people think I got it like that to where I can just be out here buying exotic animals. I can just buy a kangaroo whenever I feel like it, I mean, who am I supposed to be? Bill Gates? I don't got that Bill Gates money. I don't got that Dan Bilzerian money. I got, I can go get a dog from the pound money, but that's about it. I don't want another dog. My dog that we have now aggravates the holy mole hell out of me. He's sweet, but God, he's just getting old and he's getting senile and he's aggravating. Has to go to the bathroom every 10 minutes. We're about to go to the beach here in about a week, and we're trying to figure out what we're going to do with my dog, because I ain't taking him down there with me. I'm not, getting on that elevator 15 times a day to take him down to the parking lot so that he can go to the bathroom. I'm sorry, but no, I ain't going to do it. What else? What else has been happening? Yeah, couple of pretty good PlayStation games came out. Like, I know I've been talking about saving money and whatnot, but I mean, in the grand scheme of things, a PlayStation game, especially if you do like I did and you just trade some stuff in and get it at a cheaper price, it's not that expensive. So I got 2 games. I got Days Gone, which is the ride on motorcycles and kill zombies game. And I got Mortal Kombat. Now, first, the Days Gone game is pretty good. It's been getting a lot of bad reviews on YouTube and stuff like that. But I was like, you know what? It's probably not that bad. And you can tell where people are getting upset about it, because it's kind of glitchy and it seems like a game that was like released on the PlayStation 3, but at the same time, it's still fun. Like, I have fun playing it, so that's not an issue. I'm not that far into it, but, it's something to do, It keeps us at the house. I be having fun playing it. I wake up in the mornings and play that shit at like 4 o'clock in the morning. I put my headphones on. I'll be downstairs screaming and shit when a zombie runs out of a train car at me. And, Mortal Kombat, I'm always been a fan of Mortal Kombat. I've had like every Mortal Kombat, even dating back to the Super Nintendo. I had, Mortal Kombat 9 when it came out for the 360. I had Deception and Armageddon, Shaolin Monks. I had all that craziness. And then the 9 came out on Xbox 360, and that's when, it kind of came into the new realm of ass kickery. And I got 10. And I was like, well, should I get 11? And then I see all the hype, people talk about it. And what got me was a bunch of my friends started posting on Facebook, I got that new Mortal Kombat. Let me know when you want me to run this fade. And I just comment back and be like, shit, run them hands. Run them hands is an acceptable term to tell somebody, hey, I'm going to beat your ass in a video game. Run them hands. Come catch this fade. I don't get the whole run this fade thing. Run them hands I like, but run that fade. We can run the ones, What is everybody talking about? Because I've been humbling a lot of people. I get Scorpion on there and I will beat your ass. Let me know if you want to get on that PlayStation and me embarrass you in Mortal Kombat. My PSN is Longfellow Dunn, spelled just like it sounds. And we can get on there and we can get it cracking. Because I put them things on you with Scorpion. It ain't a joke. Ain't nothing about what I'm saying right now funny. I'll just tell you, I will snatch your face off your head. But yeah, I've just been playing the PlayStation, man. Been watching a lot of TV. We started this new show. We've already finished what was available because they only had 2 seasons. We started this new show called The Marvelous Miss Maisel. and it's about this woman comedian in the 1950s, and it's awesome. It's like my favorite show right now. I hate it that it's over already with, only 2 seasons, but they said they're shooting another season right now, and it's really good. What I like about it so much, my wife likes it just because, it's something new to watch, but I like it because it actually, like, breaks down, like, the joke writing process and the actual process of it. Like, okay, you've gotten kind of comfortable, you have a tight 10, let's try touring you around a couple of clubs, and okay, now you have a tight 15, let's try and get you on TV. Like, it's like that, and it shows her life at the same time, and it's really funny. That was one of the things that kind of surprised me. Like, I figured, it's about comedy, it'll be dark, because there's so many shows like that. Like, I'm Dying Up Here, I started watching that one, and it got canceled, which, I mean, for obvious reasons. It was because it was depressing. If you're going to make a show about stand-up comedians, at least make it funny when they're up on the stage, but the jokes they were telling weren't even funny. It was just bland. Now, I like all the actors they had on the show because a lot of them are real stand-up comedians, but it was just, oh, God, they just missed it with me, I still watched it, but it wasn't like this Miss Maisel show. That Miss Maisel show was off the chain. And Miss Maisel is kind of fine, too. I'm just going to put that out there. I love my wife and everything, but Miss Maisel is fine. But yeah, what else? My wife, whenever we stop watching a show, my wife will just kind of go into almost like a panic mode, trying to find something to watch to entertain us. So the other night, she puts on this movie, and the movie is called Willow, right? It's like 1988, and it's got this this little person, because I think that's the political correct thing to call somebody who is short in stature, naturally, Can't say the M word anymore. But, yeah, and he's like, I didn't pay attention to the whole story. I was over there sitting in my chair trying to write something. And it's got Val Kilmer in it. And it was kind of difficult to pay attention to the entire thing, but the thing that stuck out to me the most was what the regular size people called the little people in the movie. Because I'm just sitting there watching it, and they call the little people Peck. So Val Kilmer, he's in a cage, he's locked up, and he's like, "Hey, give me some of that water, Peck." And I just busted out laughing. And then 5 minutes later, some dude rides by on a horse, and he's like, "Out of the way, Peck!" And I'm over there screaming, crying. And then watching this, I'm like, I start Googling on my phone, and I'm like, what are you supposed to call little people? And it was this whole list of things you're not supposed to do. And what was so funny to me is the fact that there's a list of stuff that you shouldn't do. I'm pretty sure there's not a list of stuff you shouldn't say to African Americans, because it's pretty common knowledge by now, that there's just certain words you just don't say, and that's fine. I have no desire to say them. It's just, you'd think by now it's the norm, but the things on the list were just killing me. It was don't ever say the M word. Okay, cool. Don't ever call somebody a midget. Got it. And then the other things on the list had me rolling. Like, don't treat them as if they are objects. Like you're just going to pick one up and be like, look what I have, you know? Or, another one was, don't take pictures of them without asking. And I was like, who is out here carrying around a camera just snapping pictures of little people? You know? I feel like there's like a list because you don't have to worry so much. Like, one of the, and this is just being honest, one of the main reasons a lot of people don't say these words to people of different races is because they're afraid they're going to get their ass beat. You know? I mean, shouting out the N-word somewhere is almost guaranteed that you're going to get beat up. Rightfully so. You know that is a prerequisite to that happening. You say the N-word and to a person of color and you're white, you're probably going to get your ass beat. That's the risk you take when you say that word. I'm not going to help you. You know? And I'm not a stranger to it either. Coming from Alabama, I heard plenty of people out here saying that. But that's why I say it's like common knowledge. If you say that word, you will get your ass beat. But I guess people aren't that worried about fighting little people, you know? I don't know. I mean, you're going to be like, well, run them hands, Peck. Can you imagine somebody saying that? Run them hands, Peck. If we were in a grocery store and I saw like somebody my size about to fight a little person and he said, run them hands, Peck, I would have to be hospitalized. Because I would laugh so hard. I would have to be admitted to a hospital. There's no other way around it. But yeah, man, that's really all I got for this episode. You know, I try to save some stuff for the next week just in case nothing happens. I have a couple of things written down here, but I think I'm just going to kind of cut this one a wee bit short today, and save it for next week. But as always appreciate the support. Tell your friends about the podcast if you think it's funny. Leave a like, subscribe, and I will see you guys next week.